And as we return to in-person services, instead of giving you pictures or written words, what we wanted to do is we wanted to show you exactly what it would look like and what process you're going to take once we come back into the building. One of the first things that we're going to make sure that we gotta have our masks. Are they hot? Yes. Do we like to wear them? No. Is it important that we wear them? Yes, it is. So from the time you get out of your car to the time you return to your car after service is over, you gotta make sure you have on your mask. You can have a homemade mask, you can have a face covering, you just gotta make sure that you have a mask. We're a worshiping church and a singing church, and wearing this mask allows us to be able to do that. We're gonna take that off for the time being so that we're able to hear each other through the audio. But as we return to service, we have 3 services. We have an 8 a.m. and an 11 a.m. on Sunday, and we have a 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday night. But please note, the doors will only open 30 minutes prior to that service starting. Once you come in, we have 3 places you can enter. You can enter in to entrance A, or here at entrance B, or entrance N. And we'll notice that we have limited access to our restroom facilities. So if you're able to take care of that before you get here, that will be great. They will be available, but there will be limited access. As we also notice with our coffee bar, that's an area we like to congregate, and that's an area we like to fellowship. That's not open at the time being, and really, we can't drink much coffee because we're going to have masks on, and that might not work out real well. So if you can drink that at home before you get here, that'd be great. But as you notice, we come into the building, we have blue lines. Those are spaced 6 feet apart. And that's going to allow us to be able to have that spacing as we come into the building. And we'll ask for that patience and that grace and mercy that Pastor Steve has talked about as we enter into the building. Once we come in, we'll notice that each of those entrances that we came in through, whether it be A or B or N, as we came through those entrances, we'll be directed into areas into the worship center. As we come into that worship center, we'll follow these 6-foot paths that people within your family group can stand together and wait to be able to brought into. Now, a really common gathering area is our atrium, and that's not a place that we're going to be able to gather right now. As well as you'll notice with our children's building, we won't have any childcare and we won't have any children's classes at the current time. That may be coming up in the future, but that won't be available now as well. And as we make our way into the worship center, you're going to notice that there are going to be ushers that are going to be at the doors holding those doors open. And when you come in, you'll come towards the front of the stage. And as we come forward to the front of the stage, you're going to notice a few things that are different. And as we've made our way into the worship center, there'll be pastors at the front of the stage, and they're going to direct you to come towards the front so that we can feel the entire worship center from the front to the back. As you'll notice, there's quite a bit of separation between our chairs, and there are smaller amounts of chairs, 1 here and 2 here, and that's to allow us to have that social distance. One of the things that we do have available is the balcony, and there'll be ushers there, so if you have a larger family, if you have 4 or more, you can sit in an area, and that area will be roped off once you have taken a seat. As we come into the worship center, we do want to remind you just to stay in your seat, stay in your area as you make your way in. If our worship center reaches the capacity of 350, we do have a really limited amount of overflow seating that you can go to. Once service has ended, we'll be exiting different areas than we came in. We'll exit the doors behind me. We'll exit these doors to the right that most of us probably think go back into the atrium, but they actually go outside. And we'll also be exiting out the other side of the worship center through those doors towards that atrium. Also, as a reminder, between services, and it is important that we exit in a timely manner, that we don't linger, that we don't gather, that we do make our way to those exits, because the entire worship center and the entire building will be sanitized and will be cleaned to get ready for the following service. And as we return to in-person services, those services will be at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sunday morning and 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday night. And we'll still be available online as well. But as Pastor Steve has reminded us, whatever personal decision that you make for you and your family is the right decision. As he's mentioned, we want you back. We want you back safely. And we want you back with an attitude of grace and of mercy.